So you want to take care of your skin and you really want skincare and makeup products that work super well, but you don't have a limitless budget. You decide to go to the drugstore to build up a really solid self-care kit, and you're met with this image. Honestly, guys, this is even overwhelming for me. When I go to the drugstore and I see all of these different products, even I get overwhelmed, right? Like, what do you do? What do you do now? Where do you even start? Well, you're in luck, because today I am in Austin, Texas at a creator house, and I brought someone really special, and I know you guys know who it is. It's Penn Smith Skincare. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to have you on the channel. Penny and I have spent weeks building up the ultimate budget-friendly skincare and makeup self-care kit, and we're so excited to give you guys these recommendations literally on a silver platter.
Yes. If you stick around to the end, there is a giveaway in this video. So make sure you watch to the end, because we're going to tell you exactly how you can enter.
Let's go.
Okay, so let's start with AM Skincare. First of all, I want to share the philosophy behind this is that we're going to respect the skin barrier. We're going to keep it really simple. That's going to help with our budget, but we're going to develop a routine that really hydrates and moisturizes and gets you ready for that makeup that Gabi's going to talk about. So in the morning, you can wash or you can skip it. That's really up to you, but I always recommend using a milky type cleanser so that you really keep your barrier intact and you don't do any kind of stripping the skin. I have a couple of cream cleansers that I really like that are at a budget-friendly price. The first one is going to be from Niche Beauty Lab. This is a brand that I've recently discovered and I absolutely love it. If nothing else, I encourage you to check this out. This is their UREA-based face cleanser. Urea is a really small molecule that actually penetrates into the skin and stays in the skin for longer than any other humectant. That means for you dry skin people like me, you get a little bit more hydration longer into the day. And that is super important when you have dry skin. The second one, I wanted to give an option that you can pick up at like Target. You could just get it. You could go right now and pick it up if you want to. It's a little bit more. It's around $15 or $16, which honestly is kind of the high end of budget, but it is by Honest Beauty. This is their Magic Gel to Milk. I love this one. This has been in favorites videos over the years. It is so beautiful. It comes out as kind of a thick jelly and it emulsifies. It really gets into the dirt and the debris and it cleans the skin, but is super gentle and respects the barrier. But when you rinse it away, it turns into a milk and leaves you feeling really clean and not like leftover stuff on your face. It is absolutely beautiful. Perfect for day or night. So the next thing that I would suggest doing is exfoliating, and this is a really, really important one. I mostly like to recommend exfoliating with a chemical exfoliant. So that's going to be your alpha hydroxy acids or your polyhydroxy acids. Big words for chemical exfoliation that just helps to break down dead keratin, kind of whisk it away and reveal the skin underneath so that all of your nourishing products can penetrate better. Recently, I discovered a brand that I really like as much as I like Niche Beauty Lab. It's called Minimalist and you can get it on Amazon. It's really easy to get. It's really super affordable and their chemical exfoliant is fantastic. I think it's like $10 and it does such a good job. The reason why we're gonna do a chemical exfoliant in the morning is because what we're gonna follow up with is some antioxidants. I personally like to keep that pH going. And I don't want to get too far in the weeds, but just know that chemical exfoliation is part of the way that we're going to reveal fresh skin and help other things to penetrate better, improve our texture, improve hyperpigmentation, and it also will hydrate the skin. So that's our step 2. Okay, so the next step is going to be our antioxidant step. And I really personally feel like this is so super important because this is going to be our SPF booster and it's also going to protect us from pollution. It's going to protect us against UV radiation. Typically that's a vitamin C and I highly, highly recommend on a budget that you spend your dollars on your actives. So I recommend spending your dollars on your vitamin C and on your nighttime retinoid, which we'll talk about in a little bit. Yeah. But the vitamin C that I love, love, love right now is by Prequel. It is so wonderful. If you're not familiar with Prequel, it is actually formulated by a dermatologist, Dr. Sam Ellis. And not only is it super effective, the ingredient decks are amazing, but it's affordable, and it's affordable excellence. That sounds like like maybe a car or something, but it's true. It's affordable excellence.
I like it.
It's so good, you guys. It is very, very watery, penetrates into the skin. The pH is just perfect, and it's absolutely wonderful right after you use those exfoliating acids. What it's going to do for you, it's going to brighten the skin, it's going to give you a glow and overall radiance, give you more protection, and it's also going to help with hyperpigmentation. It is just such a fantastic category, and I love this product in particular. Okay, so if you are really dry, a nice rich moisturizer is nice. A brand that I've recently discovered, probably in the last like 2 months, it's a Korean brand. I might butcher the name, but it's called TirTir. This cream from them is so beautiful. It's called their ceramic cream, and honestly, it is like an expensive moisturizer. I just love it.
It does actually feel amazing.
Yeah, so good.
Yeah, super creamy, super nice.
Okay, so one that is more affordable, if you really would like to keep it in the like say $12 range, is Vani cream. This is kind of one of those that sneaks up on you because it looks really plain, but it's actually really beautiful. And for that amount of money, you get crazy moisturization, you get really good barrier protection, and it just lasts all day, nourishing your skin. $12, and it's in a travel-friendly tube. Really can't be beat. So if you're like me, when you have all of those beautiful layers of hydration on, it's time for a really lightweight SPF, because we know we have to wear SPF during the day.
Yeah,
it is a must. It is a non-negotiable.
Did you know that it's responsible? Sun is responsible for 80% of premature aging.
You know what, Gabi? I did know that.
Of course you did.
I did know that, and she is not wrong. In order to keep this budget, but I have to say these are picks that I use all the time regardless of price. I have a couple that I think are fantastic, super lightweight. They just immediately form that film without feeling like you added anything to your skincare. It is Biore UV Aqua Rich for you dry skin people, and then Skin Aqua. These two are so lightweight and so beautiful, and they almost act as primers, which are great before your makeup.
So good.
They give you kind of that poreless, but they also give you that protection, and it is the perfect chef's kiss on top of all that hydration. Okay, so once we've gotten all the skincare, I know, like for me, I prefer to have light coverage. Like I don't like to be really heavy coverage.
Yeah.
But I know that there are a lot of people that want a little bit more, and then there are people who love like full glam. So can you give us different versions of what they would do?
I can. In fact, I made a chart. Pop up the chart.
Oh, forgot your chart. Be right back.
If you want light to medium coverage, okay? So you just want to even things out. L'Oreal Paris Infallible Pro Glow is probably the most beautiful foundation I have ever used for dry skin. It's got, again, a beautiful light to medium coverage. It is a little bit buildable, and it has that really natural glow, like juicy look to the skin.
What if I'm going out and I want just a little bit more coverage?
Yeah, that's great, because, you know, even light to medium coverage that's buildable, it's only so buildable.
Yeah.
And if you have, you know, if you're going out, you have a really long day, you want fuller coverage, or if you have something like melasma or rosacea and you just don't feel comfortable in light to medium coverage, this foundation, it's a cult favorite, and I actually can't even find it in Canada. I ordered it on Amazon so that I could test it, so that I could show you guys. It's the e.l.f. Flawless Satin Foundation. Have you tried this?
I haven't tried it yet. I'm gonna have to try it before we go.
You have to try it. It's really cool. It's glycerin based, so it hydrates skin. So it's perfect for a dry skinned girl. It's a buildable coverage with a semi-matte finish, which is nice. So if you want, you know, that light finish, you want all the glow in the world, great, get this one. But you know, there's a lot of women out there, and there's actually a lot of women out there that are a little bit older, 50 plus, that are like, you know, the glow accentuates the fine lines and wrinkles. Semi-matte finish, okay? You're gonna get your coverage, and you're not gonna get so much glow, and then you can spot glow what you want to spot glow without being glowy all over.
I think too, sometimes it depends on the skincare that you put underneath it. Like I don't normally gravitate toward matte or semi-matte unless I'm doing full dry skin routine.
Yes.
Then that kind of balances.
Yes.
Looks beautiful and doesn't look too glowy. You know, so sometimes you need a foundation wardrobe so that you can
100%.
cater your skincare to your foundation so you get exactly the right finish that you want.
Okay, now we have to talk about that person who doesn't even want light to medium coverage, okay? That's the Deanna Hickox of the world.
Yes.
If you guys don't know Deanna, Justin Hickox's wife, she's here with us at the Content House. she's just not into all this stuff. She doesn't want a foundation wardrobe.
Right.
You know?
Right.
She wants fingertip application. You put it on, you're off to the races, okay? So for the dry skin girls of the world, Maybelline Dream BB Fresh Skin Hydrating Beauty Balm. Fantastic. You don't need a fancy brush. You don't need a beauty blender. You put it on like a moisturizer. It will give you a really soft, beautiful glow. It's not going to be overwhelming. I always describe wearing this like wearing sheer pantyhose.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Because it's not like you're not going to wear sheer pantyhose. You're wearing a mini skirt. You put on your sheer pantyhose. There's no color to them. You put it on because it still like blurs your legs, but it doesn't do it in a way that an opaque pantyhose does or that a colored pantyhose does, but it does something. It's not like it does nothing.
Right.
So if you are the type of girl that wants the sheer pantyhose of the face world, then you want this.
That's awesome. Okay, so now we're at the end of the day. And we've done all of those things. We've made our decisions on our skincare. We've done our layers. We've done our SPF. We've got our foundation. We've done whatever else we want to do. Now we need to take it all off. So in my opinion, we need a double cleanse. And a double cleanse can be many, many things. It could be a balm and then a second cleanse, or it could be a micellar water, which is my personal favorite right now, and then a second cleanse. The whole point of it is the first cleanse isn't really a cleanse. It's more about loosening up all that dirt, debris, sunscreen, and kind of getting the day ready to be washed off. So in order to do that, one that I really, really love is CeraVe. It's a great one. And I picked this one because I also have a love for Bioderma, but I love CeraVe because you can literally walk into almost any drugstore and pick it up. So if you are somebody who wants to just be able to run down to the store and pick something up, this is your friend. It is so good. It is huge. It's 10 ounces and it is super affordable and works like a dream. Okay, so once you've done that, you're gonna wash your face. And honestly, you still wanna respect your skin barrier. So you can use the same cleanser that we just talked about in the morning. This also helps to keep it budget friendly. You don't have to have a cleanser wardrobe. You can use the same thing morning and night for sure. And then I like to hydrate the skin. So I will choose a hydrating serum. Again, I want you to look at Niche Beauty Lab because they have a urea serum that is gorgeous. We've already talked about urea. We know that it is an amazing humectant, an amazing molecule, and it is a beautiful, affordable serum. After we do that, what we're gonna do is the most important step. So like vitamin C in the morning, this is where we're gonna spend our budget dollars is on our retinoid at night. And the reason for that is it's your active. It is the one that is going to create cellular change. When we talk about cellular change, we are talking about improving hyperpigmentation. We're talking about kind of patting those cells on the bottom and encouraging them to move forward so that when they get to the surface, we are revealing brighter, healthier, more beautiful skin cells. So a retinoid is going to do those things for us. Now, I don't want to get too technical, but you just need to know that a retinoid is anti-aging, if we can use that word. We don't love that word here on our channels, but we're going to say it's pro-aging. It is one of those ingredients that really does help our cells to behave like healthy cells and look like healthy cells. So retinoids are super important. Now, luckily, I have a super affordable option and I have a pretty affordable option. So this pretty affordable option is going to be Naturium. Now, the other option is going to be the Niche Beauty Lab Retinol, which is also a retinaldeyhyde. Retinaldeyhyde is the closest over-the-counter version of vitamin A that you can get to tretinoin or a prescription retinoid. So these are, to me, the best budget options that I have found. And we're talking super budget. Naturium is in the $20 range, but $20s range. But again, to me, that's where you put your dollars. You put your dollars where you will get cellular change, and Niche Beauty Lab is even more affordable. So the very last thing we're gonna do at night, so we're keeping this pretty simple. That helps our budget, but that also helps our skin. We don't need to go crazy with actives. It's just a moisturizer. And again, you can use the same moisturizer you use during the day at night.
Okay, now we're moving on to combination oily skin because Oh, it's such a challenge.
It is a challenge. And I think that, again, we want to keep it relatively simple. Obviously, you want to choose a good cleanser. And I think that the best ingredient in a cleanser for oily skin is going to be salicylic acid. And if you have oily skin, you've probably heard that before. But if you haven't, salicylic acid is a beta hydroxy acid and it loves oil. It has an affinity for oil. So like if they were on the dance floor, that's like, who was it in Greece? It's like, you know,
Oh, yeah.
that's probably making me really old.
No, I know.
John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John.
That's right.
That's salicylic acid and oil. Salicylic acid loves oil. That's what all that's about. And it loves to dip in the pore and do something called desincrustation, which is just a fancy term for Pac-Man the edge of the pore, dislodge any debris, and allow it to come out when you do your cleanse. So salicylic acid is an oily skin person's best friend. It is such a good ingredient. And if you are not using it, and especially if you have congestion, if you have blackheads, if you find that you're a little bit dull, you want to incorporate some salicylic acid. This is the Eclat Clarifying Salicylic Acid Cleanser. And this looks absolutely beautiful and perfect for those of you with combo to oily skin. And it is, drum roll please, like $6. It's so affordable. The reviews are crazy. It is so good. So this is definitely a perfect cleanser for a budget routine in the morning. And frankly, it's going to be perfect for nighttime too. This is when we're going to do our antioxidant protection, because just like for dry skin people, we want to help out our SPF. We want to, fend off the UV exposure and all the things that are going to harm our skin. So same recommendation is the Prequel, because I'm telling you, this stuff is like, it is like water. It is not going to aggravate. It's not going to add an extra layer of oil or anything like that. It soaks right into the skin. With vitamin C, I try to give it a minute so that it can really start to do its job, and it also soaks in, and you feel like it's just this light layer that sort of disappeared. And then we're going to move on to moisturizer. One that I'm going to recommend today is this one by Botanity, which is a mouthful oddly, and it's called Machiol Water Gel Cream. This one is really lightweight. It is exactly what it says, a gel/cream, but leans more towards a gel. It also has some ingredients in it that are going to help to absorb excess oil. So this one, in my opinion, is really great for men and for women, because it is so beautiful on the skin and just helps to absorb that oil without giving it any coverage or anything like that. Now, interestingly enough, my same sunscreens are actually my oily skin recommendation, because both of these are beautiful for oily skin, for combination skin. And really, in my opinion, your SPF doesn't need to be your moisturizer. If you have a moisturizing sunscreen, that's awesome, but it doesn't need to be. It almost just needs to be this fine, thin layer of protection that is the augment to all of your skincare. So again, Biore or Skin Aqua, and I'm telling you, like, this Skin Aqua is under $10. It is absolutely gorgeous and could be a $50 SPF easily. It's so beautiful.
So we are gonna do the same thing that we did for dry skin, okay? We are gonna divide it by coverage. So the very first one that I wanna show you is light to medium coverage. I actually discovered this working on set. So I'm a film and TV makeup artist, fashion editorial makeup artist. When I was working on set, one of the makeup artists that I work with all the time named Rachel Renna, who is an amazing celebrity makeup artist. She actually's been on the channel as well. She was swearing by this foundation, and she told me this is the best foundation for oily skin. And I'm like, girl, really? Really? And then I tried it and I fell in love with it. This is the L'Oreal Infallible up to 24-hour fresh wear. So it's nice because it has a natural to medium finish, but it's also a buildable coverage. So you can kind of stack it and make it a little bit more full wear. It still kind of sits at the light to medium though. It has a really thin viscosity, so it's actually quite runny. I've recommended this foundation so many times on the channel, and I have gotten the comment from you guys that I like it, but it's too runny. It is runny, very low viscosity, okay? So the way that I like to apply it is I'll pump it on my hand, or I'll pump it on a little palette knife that you can buy, like a little makeup palette knife, and then I just apply it with my brush. Now for medium to full, okay, that's just not enough for you. I just discovered this one. This is, again, L'Oreal. I really like the L'Oreal products. I think they're really, really strong products. L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte, okay? This is a matte finish, oil-free, air light. It really is a great foundation if you don't want to look shiny and you want a little bit more coverage, it goes on just as nice as a very high-end foundation, and it's definitely buildable as well. Now the sheer pantyhose, guys. The sheer pantyhose for the oily skin. Okay.
Best analogy ever, by the way.
I was always so scared of a tinted moisturizer because I just really did feel like it was too much, and I felt like it was too much for oily clients. You know, it felt like too wet. And so I found this one and I was so happy I did. CoverGirl.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a clean matte BB cream for oily skin. This is literally made specifically for oily skin. It's oil free, it won't clog pores, it lasts all day. This is the solution, okay? If you wanna live this life that the dry skin girls live, but you can't live that life, you can live the life now.
That's awesome.
I'm really selling this
I love it.
because it's really good.
And it's super affordable.
super affordable. And like, I felt like it was missing in the makeup world. Like we needed a matte BB cream. You apply it with your fingers. There's no fuss, there's no drama. There's no like all the makeup things, you know?
Yeah.
You're spending the day with your kids. You're going to the beach. You want to slap something on to just even out the skin without the drama. This is it for the oily skin girls. This is it.
awesome.
You'll love it. We have all this makeup on, right? We're oily. What do we do at night now? What should I do at night?
So it's
all
actually a
about me.
lot like the dry skin. I mean, we are definitely wanting to double cleanse. I am a big believer in the double cleanse. That said, if you are somebody who doesn't want to invest in 2 different cleansers, whatever that is, you can choose one cleanser and cleanse twice. So just know that some of these rules are just rules. They're just made up things. You can do you and assess your own skin. For me, because I think it's really important to loosen everything up and think of that first cleanse as kind of just the prep for the cleanse, you can do a micellar water. And I find a micellar water that is just gentle. It doesn't have to have any actives. Its whole job is just to loosen all that stuff up. It's not really to be active or to do any oil control. It's just loosening stuff up. So again, CeraVe, great option. Bioderma is a great option. You could go bougie if you want to, but honestly, save your pennies on micellar water because they're all good. Drugstore on up to medical grade, all good. Then, second cleanse. You can use your same cleanser from the morning. Absolutely, you can use your same $6 cleanser at night as your second cleanse. If you want a different option that is kind of innocuous, it is just simple, as the name would suggest. This is the Refreshing Facial Wash from the brand Simple. You guys, this is so beautiful. I actually think that almost any skin type could use this one because all it does is cleanse the skin. It doesn't strip the skin, it doesn't make it tight, dry, but it gets rid of all that dirt and debris, the sunscreen, it gets rid of the excess oil, and it just leaves your skin clean. Just leaves your skin feeling clean. Okay, so the next thing that I recommend is that we use something with niacinamide. And the reason for that, and I actually know that niacinamide kind of is everywhere. It's kind of become a buzzy thing. And it sort of did this like buzzy thing. And then everybody was like, I don't want any niacinamide. But trust me, those of you who have an oil production issue, if you will, niacinamide is your friend because niacinamide actually goes in and helps regulate oil. And it's also going to help with your barrier. And niacinamide is kind of a sneaky little ingredient because it helps with brightening the skin. So it's going to help with excess pigment. It is a beautiful ingredient. My favorite, and this one is cult classic, is the Naturium. This is their niacinamide serum plus zinc. This is such a beautiful product for all of those things we just talked about. It's in a gel form, so it's just really lightweight and nice for oily skin. Then, just like with our dry skin people, a retinoid is super important. Now, the one that I'm gonna recommend is the Naturium. And the reason for that, the niche is the one that is not necessarily for oily skin, but the Naturium is. And if you look at it, you can kind of tell why. It is like a gel cream. And the reason it's bright yellow on purpose. It is not bright yellow because it's oxidized or anything. That is actually the retinaldeyhyde. The active is bright yellow. And it comes in 2 different strengths. So it comes in a 0.05 and it comes in a 0.1. And what you want to do if you're a newbie is you start with the 0.05, you get through at least 1 bottle or 1 tube, and you want to gradually acclimate your skin. So maybe every third night to start, moving on up to as often as you can do. And if that's every other night, that's great. And then you can graduate to 0.1 if you want to. It is probably, besides SPF, one of the most important things that we can do for our skin. The last step is a moisturizer. Some of you can skip this if you really just feel like, I don't want to do that. But I would say that oily skin can really use hydration too. And nighttime's a great time to do it because even if you go to bed kind of looking like a slick, who cares? If you wake up with gorgeous skin, that's fine.
Yeah.
We don't want that in the daytime, but at night, that's when our skin does all of its regeneration, does all of its renewal. So, I mean, I go to bed looking like a crazy person.
So do I.
I mean, and I don't even care. And I just know that I'm gonna wake up to beautiful glowing skin. So what you're gonna do is use a lightweight, water-based is really important, moisturizer at night. And again, in order to keep this more succinct, in order to keep this more budget-friendly, use the same one you used in the daytime. I really think that we overcomplicate things. I overcomplicate things. No doubt I overcomplicate things, but if you don't want to, you do not have to. You don't need separate morning and night creams. You can use the same one. And this one ends up being not quite enough. Then you can graduate and maybe get something a little bit heavier. But I would start out kind of doubling up and using your AM and your PM stuff, because then it saves you some money and you can kind of assess if they're working for you. And that's it. That's your PM routine.
That's awesome. If you guys want to enter the giveaway, okay, and this is what you got to do. Are you ready? I want you to tell me something that Penn and I have in common. The same. There's something that we are both wearing that is the exact same. If you know what it is and you put it in the comment section, all the people that got the right answer, they're going to be entered to win a $100 gift card to Ulta so that you can get your very own perfect skincare and foundation kit for your skin type. This video's over.